Sophie Cunningham is in trouble with the WNBA again, and not for rough play or unsportsmanlike behavior. She's being punished for talking. 3 times in a row, league officials have hit her with fines, this time over a single remark about Paige Bueckers getting a friendly whistle. That's it. No insults, no cheap shots, just an observation every fan with eyes could make. So why does this keep happening? Why is Cunningham treated like a repeat offender while others walk away untouched? The answer points to something far bigger than one player's podcast comments. It's about how the league controls its narrative. Cunningham has turned her own podcast into a megaphone, calling out what she sees as double standards. She's not shy about it either, joking that the show might need to cover the cost of her growing fine total. But behind the humor is a serious issue. When Angel Reese suggested Caitlin Clark gets favorable calls, nothing happened. When Kelsey Plum openly criticized officials in post-game press conferences, still no fines. Yet when Cunningham mentions that Paige Bueckers tends to draw quick whistles, the WNBA pounces. That's selective punishment, plain and simple, and fans are noticing. The league's behavior sends a message. Criticize the wrong player or defend the wrong one, and you'll pay for it. Caitlin Clark, the single biggest draw in women's basketball, has been hammered by physical play all season with little protection from referees. Sophie Cunningham speaks up about it, and the WNBA responds by trying to silence her. Meanwhile, Paige Bueckers, a phenomenal player in her own right, gets positioned as the star the league wants front and center, regardless of whether her team actually drives attendance or ratings. Look at the numbers. Indiana Fever games featuring Caitlin Clark account for nearly a quarter of total league attendance this season. Road arenas sell out just to see her play. Yet when the WNBA celebrated breaking its all-time attendance record, whose face did they use in the promotional graphic? Not Clark's, not Aaliyah Boston's, not the Golden State Valkyries, another team drawing huge crowds. They used Paige Bueckers. Dallas, where Bueckers plays, sits 9th in attendance. Without games against Indiana, the numbers would be even lower. Fans see this and understand. It's not about who's moving the needle, it's about who the league wants to market. And here's where Cunningham comes in. She's not just a role player making noise. Polls show she ranks among the top 5 most popular players in the league, second only to Clark in generating fan interest. Instead of celebrating that popularity, WNBA leadership seems intent on clipping her wings. By slapping her with fine after fine, they're sending a warning to anyone bold enough to challenge the league's chosen narrative. The irony, these heavy-handed tactics only prove Cunningham's point. They show there really is favoritism. They show some players are protected while others, especially Clark, are left to fend for themselves. And they show that the league is more concerned with controlling the image of women's basketball than rewarding the players who are actually driving its growth. This isn't to say Paige Bueckers doesn't deserve respect. She does. She's an incredible talent who helped elevate women's basketball years before Clark's arrival. But the game has evolved. The torch has clearly passed to Clark, and fans have responded in record numbers. Instead of embracing this, league leadership appears fixated on manufacturing a safe star they can control. Sophie Cunningham refuses to play along. She doesn't care whether everyone likes her or not. She speaks her mind, and fans appreciate her honesty. That's why these fines sting, not because of the money involved, but because of what they represent. A league punishing players for telling the truth. So when Cunningham gets fined for the 3rd time in 3 episodes, it's not about one offhand comment on a podcast. It's about the WNBA trying to drown out voices pointing to its own inconsistencies. It's about protecting an image instead of protecting players. And it's about ignoring the fact that fans already know who the real face of women's basketball is, and it isn't the one plastered on the league's marketing campaigns. No matter how much the WNBA tries to spin it, people see what's happening. They see Caitlin Clark carrying the league to unprecedented popularity while getting hacked night after night. They see Sophie Cunningham being punished just for saying out loud what everyone else is thinking. And they see leadership promoting a narrative that doesn't match reality. At the end of the day, this isn't just about fines, it's about control. And the more the WNBA tries to silence Cunningham, the louder her message becomes. Favoritism is alive and well, and the fans aren't fooled.